Joining me now is Tom Fitton, president of Judicial Watch. Tom, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining me.
Hey, good to be with you, Tony.
You've been tracking this story. This is up your alley. This is the kind of stuff you do. You've been asking for records and for freedom of information requests. So tell me about the treasure trove of information that you have.
I haven't gotten one document yet. You know, we've done some Epstein-related investigations prior to this a few years ago. But then, you know, we saw what happened back in February with that kind of bungled release of information to social media influencers. And we said, what's going on here? Let's ask for all the Epstein records. There's a lot of concern. Materials withheld. The Attorney General and FBI Director Cash said that, well, we all of a sudden we got this new batch of documents, and we're mad at the FBI and Southern District of New York and Justice Department office up there for holding material back or just giving it to us all in one mass long after we asked for it. So we said, what's happening? We asked for records about what went on, plus all the Epstein records. Not one document's been turned over. We're in federal court over it now. We filed a FOIA lawsuit. So imagine my surprise when, you know, over the weekend, during July 4th, they released this memo, not only discounting all the questions that people have, and I don't know, maybe they did an investigation and they thought they were right to discount it. I can't second guess their conclusion, but we can demand the evidence, especially given their promises. But they also said in that memo, we aren't going to release any more, we are not going to release any more information, which is unusual. And
does this meet your definition of transparency?
No, it doesn't. And the irony is, the next day, they're literally in federal court telling the judge, the Justice Department, that they are still reviewing and searching for Epstein records in the FBI and Justice Department. They didn't say when
how can they say that if there's nothing to release?
It's very curious. It's a contradictory message,
right,
don't you think?
Is. It is.
But on the other hand, this is kind of the way forward. If anyone were asking me, I would tell them, just release the records through the FOIA process. It's a process that allows for disclosure about how many records are out there, what's being withheld, if any records are being withheld, and why, what's the justification for it, and obviously then other records that can be released in whole or in part are released. We've been doing this for 30 plus years at Judicial Watch. We kind of know what FOIA is about, and it's, I would encourage the administration to avail themselves of the court process. FOIA is their friend, transparency is their friend, and I appreciate the president is frustrated about how this story has gotten out of hand for him, but it's his employees that screwed up. It was the Justice Department and the FBI that screwed it up, not people asking the question.
Well, Tom, wouldn't it go away if they got answers?
Well, I don't know if they would. I mean, I'll give you a story. I was at a meeting, one of our conservative meetings, and someone came up to me and said, oh, we got to investigate 9/11. And I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? He goes, well, the plane, it went into the Pentagon, and, you know, there are questions about it. And I said, well, I don't think there are any reasonable questions. He goes, but they're not releasing the video. And I said, well, that's unusual. So we asked for the video. We got the video of the plane hitting the Pentagon, thinking that might answer some of the conspiracy questions about 9/11. Not at all.
Well, that's true. I mean, there's always going to be some, but you've got, I think this has taken on a much bigger life than it needed to. I mean, because, you know, like me, I'm not really paying attention to the Epstein Files. I mean, so the guy was a pervert. He was abusing children. He went to jail, supposedly killed himself. But now, when people have the ability to release the records, they're not releasing them. It makes me suspicious, and now I'm paying attention to it.
Yes, and when they tell you that not only are they not going to release the records, but there's no good reason to ask any questions about any of these issues. There are legitimate questions about his death. There are legitimate questions about why it is, given the number of victims, according to the FBI Justice Department's own memo, 1,000 victims, who else might have been involved in victimizing those girls?
Right.
And why haven't they been prosecuted? Now, they also said there's not enough evidence to prosecute people. Well, tell us what the evidence is. Maybe that's a FOIA question. Let us figure out what the evidence is, and we'll draw our own conclusions.
I would think this administration, of all administrations, after what President Trump went through and what we saw in the last 4 years and how government was weaponized, that we would just pull back the curtain and let people see what we're talking about here, because there's a lot of distrust of government, and this doesn't help.
It doesn't. And, the Epstein case is, in my view, an avatar really for so many other concerns the American people have. They don't like the idea of two-tier justice systems here in Washington, D.C., and they may not know about the other aspects of the lawfare targeting Trump, or the fact that some people are protected and others are targeted, but they all know about Epstein.
Right.
And that's why there's such high public interest in it, because it burst out of the Washington bubble and regular folks know about it. And that's why Speaker Johnson, to my surprise, said, "Oh, I want Maxwell to testify. I want all the documents released." That's an indication, given how typically cautious he is on issues like this, that they are getting overwhelmed with public interest on the Hill.
20 seconds here, Tom, before we wrap up. Are you going to let go of this, or is Judicial Watch going to stay on it?
We've got a FOIA lawsuit, and we're just going to keep on keeping on until we get the records or a court tells us to go home.
All right. Well, don't go home. Just keep doing your work, Tom. Always good to see you. Thanks for joining us.